Oh, interesting. Well, I'm very sorry if you're on the Facebook group because I can't make it go live on the Together group. Oh well, I will have to reshare it. So hello everybody on Instagram and YouTube and on our Facebook page. Just a quick rundown of what's happening in Club Soda today, apart from the fact that I'm wearing a cap to hide what is some incredibly fluffy hair from having gone swimming this morning. So just some quick things that are happening in Club Soda this week. First of all, our Monday blog is written by one of our members called Mike, who is written about discovering alcohol-free beers and how important that's been to him since changing his drinking. Wednesday, we have our normal Ask Dru. Our Friday podcast this week, Harriet Waley-Cohen, who's one of my favourite people, brings together some talk about self-love and self-care when you are changing your drinking. And then, in case you have not seen and in case you have not ordered yet, we have a live tasting on Monday, which is a ready-to-picnic tasting. And we've got a load of cans and pre-made drinks that you can try and work out what it is that you take for your outdoor event. Because despite the fact that pubs are reopening, I suspect we'll still be doing a lot of outdoor socialising this week. And there we go, you get to, on Facebook, see that I am now wearing a cap. So what was I going to talk about today with you all? I often think that maybe at some point we'll run out of topics to talk about changing drinking. But do you know what? That never happens. Not only are there so many new people coming in who are changing their drinking, and for them, this is all new. I may have been saying this stuff a long time. But for others, we need reminders, and also new issues keep coming up because we're all different human beings and we all experience this in different ways and change in different ways, and lots of people are asking different questions about their drinking. But I wanted, as we're about to launch back into the world of opening up pubs and bars and restaurants being open again, I thought now would be a good time to talk about the fact that, of course, everybody else drinks, right? I mean, it's one of the biggest myths around changing your drinking that I used to cling on to when I was a drinker and thinking that I couldn't change anything. And that was the idea that if we went out and socialised, I would be the odd one out because everyone else was drinking. And you would be forgiven for thinking right now, with the media the way it is, talking the way it is, thinking that absolutely everybody is flocking to the pub to have a drink. It's not about the eating out. It's not about the camaraderie. It's not about, you know, being in a social space with other people. It's all about the alcohol, which of course is utter rubbish. Now, the reason why this is actually quite an important myth is because it's actually quite ingrained in us that, well, being different isn't something we particularly like as human beings. You just have to ask anybody who lives their lives slightly differently, whether you're queer or you're from a Black and ethnic a BME community. Oh my goodness, I can't get anything out today. Or you're somebody who chooses not to have children, or you're somebody who's got a disability. You know, we're very good at othering people who are slightly different to the norm. So we all have a slight innate fear of not being welcome, not being included, feeling like we're different. And that's no different when it comes to drinking, when we're in a very alcocentric society, where we've got a society that's very much got a whole narrative around our socializing, which involves alcohol at its core. And so we constantly think that to not drink in those situations makes us an outsider. And for those people who don't drink, they certainly, and have never drunk or drunk very much, gosh, how must they feel a lot of the time? For those of us who have an issue with alcohol, it's been one of those convenient truths, or those convenient myths, I mean, that keeps us in the bad habit and the habit that we want to change. The idea that to not drink makes us strange and unusual, and absolutely everybody else is drinking, so we just need to be included. Now, the one thing I learned really quickly once I gave up drinking is not everybody in the room with me at any one time is drinking alcohol. In fact, there are lots of people who aren't. It's just I never noticed them before. To be honest, I never noticed very much because I was too busy thinking about when I might get my next drink, When would it look polite enough to have a next drink without, could I have another drink quite soon without it looking like a problem? How quickly can I go to the loo so I can get back to my drink? Oh, isn't this drink quite heavy in my hand? Wouldn't it be great if I drank it a little bit quicker, put it down, and then I could wait for the next drink? Apart from then I would have another drink even quicker. My whole time in social situations was consumed around thinking about my drink and not on talking to the people around me. And I really didn't notice that there were people not drinking, or people drinking at a very different pace to me, like maybe even not really touching their drink and deciding that really today wasn't for them. Never noticed them, which is good to know, because it means that if you're not drinking, then people may not even notice. Now, that's a bit different, of course, when you have going out with friends who've known you as somebody who drinks. They will notice this change in a behaviour. But it's good to know that in generality, when you're in a room full of people that you may never have met before, if you're at a work event or a conference or any of those things when we get to do them again, there'll be lots of people not drinking that you would notice and not drink, that you would never have noticed and not drinking. There are also lots of people not drinking because they've decided not to come, because actually they can get their work done, they can make connections, they have no fear of missing out. They've just not come. That's quite liberating, really, to realise that you don't have to go to things if you don't want to, or if you don't think it's the fastest route to your business or any of those things. So that's fascinating as well. For those friends who will notice you're not drinking, don't forget there will be other people in the bar that aren't drinking too. And so to be rest assured, just because your friends may be pointing it out, you're not the only non-drinker in the room. There'll be people driving, there'll be other people. So you won't be, sorry about that, the only person not drinking. Hang on, Lucy's going to run and get it. I don't even know what that is. I don't even think we're expecting anything. But anyway, so yes, that there will be people who are not drinking, but over time, that feeling of consciousness that you have will begin to dissipate. It will dissipate as you begin to build your new identity as a non-drinker, as somebody who doesn't drink, and your friends will get used to the fact that you're not drinking. And so you may have to go through a little bit of pain at the beginning, but ultimately you will begin to join that band of people where people begin to not realize that you're not drinking. So know that that's possible. Really sorry for the ringing the bell. I think it's happening a lot these days. Anyway, that's my thought for you today. Do hold on to the fact that you're not alone. Do hold on to the fact that you'll go to spaces and there will be other people not drinking, and that feeling of feeling slightly odd and out and a bit different in those first stages of meeting friends when you're out in the pub will go away. You will relax. You will feel more confident in your skin. I promise you. Okay.